Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Beit Shemesh and its connection to Yissachar and Zevullun. So many are familiar with the concept of Yissachar and Zevullun, where the idea goes that Yissachar sits and learns, and Zevullun, they're out by the sea doing business, they're merchants, and they support Yissachar. And midrashim about it, and the Ramah in the Shulchan Aruch even talks about the idea of one person paying for someone else to learn. He gets the schar of the learning. This is not a concept that everyone in the Masorah agrees on. Rambam certainly has what to say about a person who goes ahead and sits and learns and takes money for the learning. Rambam in Hilchot Yisodei HaTorah, Hilchot Talmud Torah, Perek Gimel, the 3rd chapter, very, very critical. Severely critical of the idea in his commentary in Pirkei Avot about the importance of working and not becoming dependent on the tzibur, very critical. And then he has a statement at the end of Hilchot Shemitah V'Yovel where people take it to mean different things and they try to work out that the Rambam also is fine with a person sitting, learning, and taking money. Very controversial. Rambam, not simple to take it that way at all, and it requires a lot of analysis. But there are many who say there is a concept in our Masorah of Yissachar and Zevullun where people learn and others go ahead and pay. And the Ramah, the Shulchan Aruch, talks about different possibilities regarding this concept of learning and taking money from the tzibur. In Yoredei, Reish Mem Vav. Be that as it may, that whole discussion really requires a lot of analysis. Just to go ahead and quote a Medrash Yissachar and Zevullun and think that that's the beginning and end of the sugya, just like any sugya, any topic, it needs analysis. But one point over here, which I think many people challenge Rav Moshe Abutbul, who I appreciate so much for all his years of Mesirah Nefesh dedication to Beit Shemesh. Many people thought that it was time for change, and I certainly understand that, but I appreciate his efforts. I think he did the best that he could do. But one area that people, I think, have challenged him, besides they want improvements in infrastructure in the building and issues and tension in the neighborhood that people think that the Liza could do it could improve in those areas. Another area is Yissachar and Zevullun. Many times Rav Moshe spoke about the concept of Yissachar and Zevullun, and that people should go ahead and work and have their money and they have taxes, and then that money is going to go to support people in learning here. Baruch Hashem and Beit Shemesh, there's so many Kollels and people learning. He mentioned that several times in public speeches, the idea of Yissachar and Zevullun. So yes, there's a concept of Yissachar and Zevullun in many midrashim and sources, and it certainly can be backed up. The idea that you could learn and others are going to support you. But the question is, that setup is one thing where a person willingly says, I'm working, I learn every morning an hour or two, and I try to do my best with my own personal learning, but I'm spending a lot of time working, supporting my family, and I want my massive money to go to Kollels, and I want to support people learning. That's what I choose to do with my money. That's one kind of a Yissachar and Zevullun setup, where a person says, that's not what I want to do with my masir money, my tzedakah. There's other things I'd like to do. I'd like my money to go elsewhere. So that's a little tricky to go ahead and say, well, your money that you're earning, your taxes, obviously no one could take my tzedakah money from my pocket that I'm going to give where I want. But still, setting up a system where my money, my taxes are going to go to support someone else in learning, that's much trickier, much trickier. And I think people had issues with that approach, and Rav Moshe held by that approach. And I imagine he had hadracha and guidance from many rabbis. He had a good relation with many great rabbis. But I think many people in the community said that approach we don't embrace. It's one thing we want to go ahead and have Kollels. And Kollels is not just a Haredi phenomenon. I was in Gush. Shira Kotel, I was in those yeshivas. Dati Lomi, strong Hesdi yeshivas. There's a Kollel there, people sitting and learning. KBY, Yerucham, some of the finest products in our tzibor, in Kabbarat HaMa'or, Ma'alot, the finest Dati Lomi Hesdi yeshivas. There's Kollels there. Okay, the goal is not to learn for life. The goal is to learn for years, get smicha, and then be involved in chinuch and be klei kodesh and serve the community. But the idea of a kollel is not like, oh yeah, that's only a Haredi phenomenon. No, the length and the time, that's a big machloket, that's in the Haredi world. But the concept of kollel, much of Klal Yisrael has embraced it. But that's where people willingly decide, I want to go ahead and I want to use my money and support that kollel, support that institution, support KBY, support the kollel and gush. But where it's forced and hoisted upon a person, I think many say, no, that doesn't work for me. So Rav Moshe had his approach, Moshe Abutbul, but for many that was a point of argument. So as I said, I'm giving over the idea just to understand different shitot and different approaches. I love the outgoing mayor. I love the incoming mayor. They're both great people in my opinion, but and analyzing a shita, an opinion, an idea that was given over by Rav Moshe over the years, I think many people said no, that we have to make a chiluk, a distinction between one willingly supporting the Yissachar group, as opposed to one where the money sort of is being taken through the taxes and given over, where he says, I'd rather not go there. Yissachar, like we've had so many arguments, Hashem Shamayim, like Shas is filled up, the Gemara is filled up with arguments, Hashem Shamayim. So apparently there's arguments here as well, where he expressed his opinion based on his rabbis, and others expressed their opinion and going in a different direction. Shalom.